my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. We have Black Wednesday. I have a sneak peek at the Make-A-Wish quilt for the charity fundraiser with Fat Quarter Shop. I have the quilt here. We're going to do that at the end. And I also have an update on the Dutchess, the soon-to-be red featherweight. So Jen and Marie, I have a little update from them. Exciting! But before that, here is my progress on the 4 patches. So I'm making these blocks as I'm sewing other things. This is a free pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop. And so I just wanted to show you because I had them up here to check it out. I'm working on this light blue paisley one. And then I have to cut up the rest of them. So after those 2 light blue paisleys are done, I have the rest of them to cut up. And I'll be taking this down to put up the Autumn Wonders. But also, last night I was decided I was just going to go and trim a stack of quilts that need binding, because when they come back from the long armor, you know, they have the excess fabric on the edges still, and then some of them I put a hanging sleeve, so I need to cut that. So here was just a little bitty peek. So I got done taping one of the videos and decided, okay, I am going to get out this whole stack of quilts that need trimmed. They're already quilted. There's a few that have been hanging around a while. There might be, I know there's probably at least one other one that I didn't trim yet, but I thought, okay, I'm gonna do it. So this right here is the Wiener Dog, and then I have the, oh, I can't remember their names. My brain's not working, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's quite old. So I have 5 here, I have a stack of 5. Was there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Oh, 6, counting this one. So I have 6, and it's 6 p.m. at night, and I am going to trim these, and so they're done. They take up less room because they got to get this extra stuff off. But anyways, I'm doing it. And I'll show you all these over the next few days. So I did get those done. There were like, what, 6 of them. And then I started counting again. It's like I have to make a New Year's resolution. I'm going to make it here in November. A New Year's resolution to get all these bindings that are sitting there waiting, because they're starting to hang over my head. They're just too many. There's 21 quilts. And I know I was thinking about it. I was talking with our ambassadors, and one of them said, you know, they really enjoy finishing the quilt and everything. And I'm like, you know, I do enjoy the quilt finished. To me, sometimes the finish is just when it's quilted, or just when the top is done, because now I don't really have anything to do with it except for finish it and give it to charity most of the time. Some of them, which are the ones I do first, are the ones I'm going to hang up right away. But the other ones, if they don't have a purpose, they tend to get I'm going to work on something else, not finish it. Because I thought, well, if I allocate one every 2 days, that would take me like till the end of the year to finish 21, because it's 42 days. I'm not sure I can do that pace, but I am going to make a concerted effort. And then I also have to eventually, very soon here, get another stack of quilts that go to charity, because my shelving is again full. The quilts are fluffy and they take up space, and so I have to get another stack of maybe 20 or so quilts to give to charity. So I'll have to do that very, very soon. Okay. The life of a quilter. I just like to make stuff, I just like to make stuff. I'm going to make stuff my whole life, so, it's a kind of just the way it is, the cycle of making. You make it and I give it away. Okay, here is our block wonder. We are going to be celebrating this week Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. It doesn't have, there's no gift giving associated, so it's just enjoying your family and your friends and being thankful for your life and other things. So I just love this holiday. Here it is up close. Up close, the bigger one. And then I have the bonus layout in repeat. So they're done as like a row quilt, kind of, I think like a strips, the horizontal. So I think they're kind of cool. I think it'd be a really cool quilt to see made up. But we are going to go to the other side and pick some fabric for this. Before we go and look at the next block, Here is everything together, all sewn, except for that one, all sewn. And I went and auditioned a light gray from the line. So you can see it's practically the same color as the apple, but has like a little texture. You know, it has little white fern things. And I just cut one of the strips. It actually will be horizontal because it's the wrong direction. But just to give an idea. So I like the gray in there. It's a separation, but I might need to find a little bit darker gray. I don't want to go too dark. And there's, of course, I don't have enough of that anyway, so I have to look in my gray bin. But let's first do this block. Another thing, based on the pattern of backgrounds are pink, 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 and has a lot of pink in it with the apples. This one will also be a pink background, and then those other shapes will be the different fabrics. There's some things to pay attention to get the effect of this block, and so that's what we're going to look at and concentrate on. Besides that, I need pink in the background to balance it out. So I'm going to use this pink. You know, at this point, this was a fat 8 bundle, which was each piece is like half the size of a fat quarter. So, you know, I'm starting to run out of some things, like these yellows are pretty much, there's not much left for, I couldn't do this. I do have, because I'm using that in the sashing, I do have more of this yellow to work with. And the same with this black. I had bought 2 of these, more of these, because I thought I would use them, this one for the little around the blocks, but I didn't. Anyways, I have enough more. I have more. And this one I had bought more of as well. So it's been good because I, you know, been using them more often. So in the blacks, I want to just show you kind of how things work or don't work to get this illusion. So if I'm going to use this pink as a background, then you know, if I would have this particular fabric on here, you know, then it'll be underneath on this side and underneath on that side. You know, so you can kind of get an idea there with the rectangle. Problem with this one is, you know by now, right? These pinks will just sort of, they have a high potential to sort of blend right into the background, and so that is not going to be good. They're not a good option. The rest of these don't have that trouble. Now this one does have, you know, it is got a lot of white, and so it has a potential for that problem. You know, they're kind of a rectangle like that, but I think it's still strong enough that it could be a contender. And then this white one is the same different, you know, same kind of an issue, although even more so in a way, though, because the leaves are bigger white shapes. So I'm leaving these to the side here. If I were going to pick, these ones are easy. These are like easy answer ones, because definitely this block is definitely going to work. And I am just going to put one of these yellow fabrics here at the center, so you can kind of get the idea, because we're going to mock up the other side. So if you wanted to get this sort of shading and have them both dark, then I would have a second rectangle here, right? And this would be in. So you could see then that you get some contrast, but it's not as high on camera. Like in person, that contrast is a bit higher than I see on camera. Now what if I made one of these? What if I switched it to that? You see, that's a higher contrast. You see how much difference there is between that and this? This is like you're going to do the work and get no effort. You know, you're going to get no payback for all that work. This one is better. If you're going to use these 2 fabrics, you get that shading effect. Now I could just go and use gold, and that would give the shading effect, I think, on any of them. It would give the high contrast, but it doesn't give as much a shading effect as it just gives kind of like a high contrast. This is kind of the coolest. I don't know if I have enough of this. Hold on. Okay, I did a quick little measure on this piece just to see. I think I can get all 4 pieces. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 out of this if I want to do this. Then we have the center here. These centers right in here, they don't, first of all, they match up so they're seams. It's not like seamless like this is. And they don't touch the pink at all, like I'm showing. There'll be like these fabrics down below, you know, down here. And so they're like that. So you see they won't be touching the pink. So I don't really have to worry about that. But this particular one, because it's so directional and has such a strong image, I don't think it's a great one because it's just going to get chopped up so much. Here is a nice white with the pops of yellow, which is super cool. And remember, if I'm going to have this down here, and so there would be an option. That's nice. I want to bring the white in again. I really like doing that on some of them. Or I could go with this yellow, which is the same fabric, same pattern, you know, same design as this one. It's the berries. You know, does that bother me? Do I care? There we go. So that's how the berries would look. I think I'm going to go with the white one underneath there. And that way, you know, like with the seams and stuff, it's really not going to matter because it's a small tossed print. Now, I do have this one that I need to look at the directional. It's a directional. And so when I'm cutting the 4 of them for here, I need to be sure like all my beads are straight up. And it's not sew and flip. The sew and flip is on with the background units. So I just have to place them the correct way up when I start sewing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut this one first and be sure I can get what I need. So here is what I have. I could cut 3 of the 4, and this one is not 3.5 inches wide, but I am going to just cut 2 rectangles and sew them together so there will be a seam, and I'm going to try to line it up so that the seam is not very noticeable, you know, so I will try to sort of match some of the image, and that's what I'm going to do, because I just want to use this one, and then it kind of uses it all up. You can see here that I only need like less than, here's the 3.5 inch mark. I need less than 1/2 inch. So the seam, I think, is just going to kind of disappear because part of it will be, will be only on 1/2 because there's a sew and flip. So I'm going to cut another piece. This is about where I'm just folded this under. I folded this one under, see? And then I'm just positioning it around to see where it looks best, you know, on here. So that, you know, because I have a lot to, they're both the same width. So like if I pull it down there, it's kind of got, I don't know, that looks, somewhere in there. So I can position it till where I like it, and then sew the seam. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. And there's only going to be about that much of it, and then part of it will be the sew and flip. So yeah, I'm good. That's it. Big tip before you trim, put all, you have to trim these away, remember? Before you do that, lay it all out to be sure that you have everything positioned correctly, because you don't want to trim it and then find out one of them was in the wrong position. My Thanksgiving block for Autumn Wonders. I love how it turned out. So there you can see that because I used two of the black with a lighter sort of black, that I get that feeling of shaded, versus if I'd use the gold, which would give it it'd be pretty, but it would give it a different look. And I want that shaded look, so I use the same color, but in two different shades. So one's a higher contrast, this with the white. And how does it look down here? In the middle, and it will have the dark border around it. So that's what's over here. I've got, oh, you can't see it. So I've got that trimmed, the dark border one. So it's all trimmed and ready to go. On my website today, I'll take a straight on photo for you and a close-up of the block. Okay, there are two celebrations on today. One is Cappuccino Day. We love cappuccinos in my family. We often have them after dinner when we go out. So they're yummy type of coffee with cream and whipped cream and stuff, espresso, very good. And it's Pianist Day. So if you have a quilt with a piano theme, share it in the group. Quilt along with Pat Sloan. We would love to see your piano theme quilts. Okay, my friends, let's take a look at what's going on with the Dutchess, my featherweight that is out to be painted and refurbished by my friends. So first, let's take a look at their video.
Hi, Kat. This is Marie, and I wanted to show you that we are meeting together in Weirton, which is a halfway point between Jen's place and my place, and she's brought the machine disassembled for me, and I wanted Jen to go ahead and let you know any updates on your machine before I take it over.
Well, first of all, it's totally apart now. You can see the machine, most everything is out of it. There were a lot of wiring issues with this machine, so it's a good thing that it was taken apart to this extent, because when we put it back together, there will not be any wiring issues.
That's right. So I just wanted to let you know my process. I'm going to be taking it. I'm going to probably have it for a couple weeks at least, because I have a lot of different stages. But just to give you an idea, this is one that I'm actually passing back to Jen for her to reassemble. This is one that I just finished recently. It's a little Blue Willow inspired machine.
I love it.
And so it's going to be a very fun little featherweight. And this is the little plate. So you can see that we go from something, which is a standard, which is nice, to something that's a little more out of the ordinary.
It's very special.
And so thank you again for letting us work on your machine. It's going to be a really cool project, and we'll keep you updated as it goes along.
Yep, sounds good. Bye.
Isn't that fun? So if you are new to my channel or just coming back, I have a black Singer featherweight that I've never sewn on. It was given to me, and I decided I would I've always wanted a red little Singer featherweight. And so, put that out into the universe. One of the people watching here contacted Marie that she knows, and Marie and Jen contacted me. They both have businesses in refinishing sewing machines, not just featherweights, all kinds of vintage sewing machines. They're vintage sewing machine repair people. Jen is sewing machine rehab, and Marie is at Prometheum sewing machines. So Jen does all of the mechanics of it, fixing the wiring and taking them apart, and then Marie does the painting and decals if you want them. So that is so cool. Now they both have excellent videos that I'm going to link you to in the description box here at YouTube and over at my website, because they will tell you the process. They will tell you approximately how much it's going to cost for a machine. I think they're kind of going on what the featherweight price is. So other vintage machines might have different pricing. Of course, you can contact them, because I know several of you have written to me now and said you have always wanted to do this, or you would like to get your old vintage machine up and running and safe again to use. So you will want to contact Marie and Jen, and all of their details are down below in the description box. So I'm just so excited. They're doing such an excellent job, and they're having so much fun. But love it, love it, love it. All right, I have a sneak peek at the Make-A-Wish quilt. It is more than a sneak peek. I have it here in my studio, and I'm going to go get the hanger thing, and I'm going to put it up behind me. Here is Moonbeams. This is the Make-A-Wish quilt from the Fat Quarter Shop for 2024. So this is one where we'll make it together. There'll be free patterns, and then you do a donation to Make-A-Wish. And then those donations will be added to donations from Kimberly and Kevin Jolly from the Motive Fabrics, who gives a donation. Then we will buy raffle tickets for winning this quilt. You'll be able to win my quilt. We've up with raffle tickets, and probably another quilt or two. There's usually several of them made. So isn't this fantastic? Let me get the other camera and talk about it a little bit more. Here you can see it. It is designed by Jocelyn, who does a lot of the design work at the Fat Quarter Shop. She is so talented, does such beautiful things. I love the diagonal of it. Do you see this diagonal? Isn't that the coolest thing ever? So this one was pieced by Teresa. It was quilted by Joanna Marsh, and the quilting design is called Marmalade. There you can see it on the bird pretty good. See this kind of swirls and dots and everything. That is so gorgeous. The fabrics are by Sherry and Chelsea, and it's their line called Strawberry Lemonade. And I'm going to show you the back then in a minute. The background is a custom color from the line. So Moda did a custom color just for this quilt along. Now when I do mine, it is going to be in totally different colors, and I'm going to hang this up again tomorrow on Thursday's video and show you the fabrics I'm going to use to make it, so you get a chance to see it again tomorrow on the video. Now let me turn it around and show you that. The fabric line has this Grandmother's Flower Garden cheater cloth. So that's a printed fabric. Isn't that cool? Top and bottom, this great big middle section with some of the piece stars. So cool, these backings that they designed at the Fat Quarter Shop. And there you can see the quilting pattern even better, right? But then see here, you can see it's just printed. All of these Grandma's Flower Gardens. I love it. Such a great backing. The Fat Quarter Shop sent me a few of the photos of the children that our wishes have helped. This is Hannah and her family. She's 18, and they were going to the Olympic Park in Washington. Then there was Maya, and she is 13, and she's going to the Disney Resort in Hawaii. Hopefully she could swim and do the things that she loves to do. Love that picture with Goofy. And then there's Max, who is a theater kid, and they got backstage at Hamilton in New York City. Oh, so awesome. And here's a couple of Kimberly at a presentation, just having such a good time and showing such love and support of the families who are, have these children who have pretty, serious things that they have to deal with. So a little bit of fun for their life. I really enjoy the Make-A-Wish project every year. I've been doing it for so many years now with the Fat Quarter Shop. It is very satisfying to be able to make the quilt. Oh my goodness, the quilt, the stand is sliding. Hold on. Like I was saying, I really enjoy working on this project to give to the Make-A-Wish. And as you just saw, the Jollies, Kimberly and Kevin and their staff have been so involved with the local Make-A-Wish there, because Make-A-Wish is a local type group. They have an umbrella major group, but all the funding is done for local areas. And so since they are in Austin, Texas, it is the Austin, Texas Make-A-Wish that the funding all goes to for the donation donations, the donations that you do. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to bring it back tomorrow again and show you the fabrics I will be using, which I think you're going to really, really like. Okay, my friend, where's my block? Okay, here's the block from today. You're going to do your Thanksgiving Block Wednesday. I can't wait to see it. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.